Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, counter-spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve.
Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet. Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into our time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
Science fiction this hour, an episode of X-1. And this episode goes back to July 4th, 1957. I will tell you that X-1 was still putting on some pretty top-notch adaptations of science fiction, even into the 1957. And while this show is not their most outstanding, I think you'll get a good giggle out of this. Because the Some Nation says, a space colony finds a sudden need for a genuine criminal, a rare commodity in New Delaware. Why? Well, you'll find out why. Let's go back to July 4th, 1957, X-1.
Countdown for blast off. X-5, 4, 3, 2, X-1, fire. From the far horizons of the unknown come tales of new dimensions in time and space. These are stories of the future, adventures in which you'll live in a million, could be years, on 1,000 maybe worlds. The National Broadcasting Company, in cooperation with Galaxy Science Fiction Magazine, presents
X minus 1.
Now, X-1 and Skulking Permit by Robert Sheckley.
August 16th, year 2204. To Central Colonial Administrative Authority, Alpha Centauri Sector. From Colonial Contact Inspector 37. Subject, lost colony on planet New Delaware. First contact established in 200 years. And proceeding on overdrive for personal investigation.
Billy Painter, I thought I told you to consult me.
Take it easy, Mayor. I put the sign up. No aliens allowed within city limits. What's an alien?
Never mind. Look at the church. You painted it wrong.
Now, look. Here, I painted that church with a nice bright red. Now, what's wrong with that?
I looked it up. It's a little red schoolhouse, not church house. Churches are supposed to be white.
Oh, I got along fine enough in New Delaware for 200 years without either of them.
Yes, I know, but we need them now, and we haven't got much time.
Hey, when do I get a police chief badge? I read that a police chief always gets a badge.
Make yourself one. Now, go on.
All right, then.
Oh, it sure is hot. I don't know why the inspector couldn't have come in the wintertime. Oh, Tom Fisher.
Yeah?
Come here, Tom. I've got a job for you.
Well, now, look, Mayor, I'm on vacation. The fish won't be back in these waters till
No vacation, not now. The inspector's due any day. Tom, how would you like to be a criminal?
Well, I don't know. What's a criminal?
Well, come over to my house and I'll explain. I've got to appoint a criminal. And it looks to me like you're it.
New Delaware. New Delaware. Do you hear me, New Delaware? Come in immediately.
Yes. We hear you.
This is Colonial Inspector 37. You of New Delaware are still a colony of Earth and subject to our laws. Do you acknowledge that status?
Oh, yes. Yes, we called a town meeting last night and we talked it all over. We're still loyal to Earth.
Excellent. That saves us the trouble of sending an expeditionary force to reconquer you for Imperial Earth.
Imperial? Oh, that's funny. All the books talk about Earth as a united democracy.
A lot can change in 200 years.
You realize, of course, there is room for only one intelligent species in the universe, man. All others must be suppressed, wiped out. We can tolerate no aliens. I'm sure you understand, General.
I'm not a general. I'm a mayor.
You're in charge, aren't you?
Yes.
Then you're a general. Be sure you're running an Earth colony, General, with no radical departures from the norm, such as free will, free love, free elections, or anything else on the prescribed list. Get your colony in order, General.
Yeah. You see how it is, Tom? Now, about your job, Tom, I'm appointing you town criminal.
Well, I don't see why there has to be a criminal.
All the books say so. The criminal is as important as the postman or the police chief. He works against society. If you don't have people working against society, how can you have people working for it?
I don't want to do it.
Oh, now be reasonable, Tom. When this inspector comes, how can I hold my head up and tell him we don't have any crime? Don't you see that? Right there, the whole thing falls through. He'll see that we're not truly Earth-like. We're faking it. We're aliens. And you heard what he said about being rough on aliens.
Well, yeah. But why me? Now, I'm supposed to have vacation now that the fishing season's over.
Never mind. You're our criminal. Here, I've got this paper all made out for you just to make it legal.
Skulking permit.
Know all men with these presents that Tom Fisher is a duly authorized thief and murderer. He is hereby required to skulk in dismal alleys, haunt places of low repute, and break the law.
What's law?
Well, I'll let you know as fast as I make them up. All Earth colonies have law.
But what do I do?
Well, you steal and kill. Look, I'll give you a couple of books on it, Tom. Steal as much as you like. One murder should be enough. Don't overdo it.
Well, that doesn't sound sensible.
Well, you can work up to it. Why don't you start off easy-like by haunting a place of low repute?
You're listening to Skulking Permit, tonight's attraction on X-1.
Could you imagine that? An Earth colony with no crime? This is a strange one, but it's fun. Skulking Permit, an episode of X-1 from July 4th, 1957, here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. We continue following these important messages.
You ever make a change and then think, why didn't I do this years ago? Well, that's how people feel about switching to MediShare for their health care, especially now with inflation the way it is. People are very happy with the savings. Most families save about $500 a month when they switch. It's a huge help when prices are going up so fast in so many other areas. And MediShare's customer satisfaction rate is double that of health insurance. It's just a different experience, and people really like that. MediShare is an alternative to health insurance. It's a community of Christians who share each other's healthcare bills, and it's been going strong for over 25 years. It really is the gold standard, the most trusted name in healthcare sharing. Find out why people love it, find out why they rave about the customer service, and find out how good it feels to save some money right now. They're super easy to talk to. Here's the number, 833-34-BIBLE. That's 833-34-BIBLE, 833-34-BIBLE.
New programs of X-1 aired from 1955, April 24th, 1955, in fact, all the way to January of 1958. And the problem led to all of the problems in late old-time radio, inconsistent scheduling. You can't have a show run one week on Saturday at 7 p.m., then run it Tuesdays at 8 p.m., and then come back and run it on Sundays at 9 p.m. You had to have some consistency, and NBC treated X-1, a great show, much like CBS treated Escape. It was all over the schedule as well. Both shows were good. Both had quality writing, quality production, but they just didn't treat it seriously. And that was the big problem. One other goodie, and I have to tell you this, is they did produce one show that we won't be able to air. In 1973, The Iron Chancellor by Robert Silverberg. That did not help to revive the series. Zero response. The Iron Chancellor is the name of that. It is in circulation. And they tried to bring out the old transcriptions between 1974 and 1975. Same thing, irregular scheduling. Didn't gain traction. And that is sad. Because in the 70s, people were jonesing for that great old-time radio stuff, like our listeners do today. That's why we are on over 100 radio stations. And our podcast numbers are still very good. Alrighty, July 4th, 1957, Skulking Permit on X-1 here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
Now back to Skulking Permit on X-1.
Miss Filling.
Hey, how come you ain't out thieving now, Tom?
Oh, I'm planning. My permit says I have to haunt places of low repute, and that's why I'm here.
Oh, this ain't no place of low repute.
Well, you serve the worst meals in town.
Oh, I know. My wife can't cook, but there's a friendly atmosphere here. Folks like it.
Tom, now, just a minute there.
Oh, hi, Billy. What do you have?
I'm on official police business. Now, Tom, what are you doing with that beer?
Drinking it.
Tom, I think you were planning on stealing it. You're a suspicious character. I think I'd better lock you up for further questioning.
No, Billy, what are you doing?
I'm doing my duty, Mayor. Tom here is looking mighty suspicious. The book says...
I know what the book says. I gave you the book. You can't go arresting Tom, not yet.
Huh?
Acting suspiciously isn't a crime.
All right. But I was just trying to do my job. I'll still get you, Tom. Remember, crime does not pay.
Crime does not... Hey, that's a real slick way of putting it, isn't it?
I thought it was kind of catchy. I read it in the book.
Morning, Marv. How's the schoolhouse coming?
Oh, hi, Tom. Fair. Would have come along better if I'd had my saw.
Your saw?
Yes, I left it leaning against my door last night. Wasn't there this morning, Tom.
Oh, yeah, your saw. Well, you know how it is, Marv. I had to practice some skulking last night.
Oh, yeah, sure. Say, Tom, do you suppose I could use the saw for a while, just for an hour or two?
Well, I don't know. It's legally stolen, you know.
Well, I'd give it back. I wouldn't keep anything that was legally stolen.
Well, it's in the house with the rest of the loot.
Okay, I'll go borrow it then.
Tom, I've been looking for you.
Oh, morning, Mayor.
Did you steal my bronze plaque?
Oh, I certainly did.
Oh, well, I was just wondering. Well, you got your murder planned? Time is running short. Inspector may land any hour now, so let's get that killing over with.
Oh, well, then, I guess I'll kill George Waterman.
Why?
Why? Why not?
What's your motive?
Well, I thought you just wanted a murder. Who said anything about a motive?
We can't have a fake murder. On Earth, every murderer has a motive.
Oh, well, I don't like the way George walks. Never did, and he's noisy sometimes.
No, that might be good enough for a crime of passion, but you're a legal criminal, Tom. You're ruthless and cold-blooded and cunning. You can't kill someone just because you don't like the way he walks. That's silly.
But I'm supposed to make somebody cease to exist. I mean, like, take Marv Carpenter. Here he is today working on the schoolhouse. Big fella. Now, if I kill him, well, he wouldn't work anymore. Now, I've been trying to imagine it. Marv Carpenter lying on the ground with his eyes glaring open and his mouth twisted and never going to hold a piece of wood in his hands again or never sing a song or have a beer or anything. It just kind of makes me sick. I mean, I can go on with the thieving, but murder...
Yes, I know, but it's your job, Tom. It's for the good of the village.
Murder? Oh, I better go have another beer. Hey, what's that?
That must be the inspector's ship landing. Come on, let's go see.
Perimeter guard advance. Sidearms to be worn at all time. And guards at battle stations.
Welcome to New Delaware.
Thank you, General. I'm the inspector. This is Mr. Grant, my political advisor.
Is this the capital of the colony?
Well, I'm afraid there's only one village on the whole of New Delaware.
Only one? Grant, I told you when we surveyed the planet we were wasting our time.
Patience. We're ready, General. Let's inspect your village.
See, we've got it all. Jail, post office, church, little red schoolhouse. Oh, we're very normal, very earthly.
Grant, this place is worthless. No smelting, no heavy industry, no atomics, no taxation, they don't have anything. They'll be downgraded at the next colonial board. Why, this place is a utopia. It's subversive. We ought to blow it right out of the sky.
Now, don't be despondent, Inspector. New Delaware has a very important commodity for us.
What? You saw them, hulking peasants, nothing but farmers.
Yes, strong, healthy farmers. Good cannon fodder.
Oh.
Let me take over. General.
Yes, sir?
How many able young men are there in the village between the ages of 15 and 60?
Why?
You see, General, Imperial Earth is engaged in a war. The colonies in Ding 4 are revolting against the authority of Mother Earth.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
We need good, healthy fighting men. Our reserves are depleted.
We wish to give all loyal colonists a chance to fight for Mother Earth. We're sure you won't refuse. Most colonies welcome a little conscription. Cleanses the blood. Reduces crime.
Crime? Oh, I thought that would come up. We've taken care of that. I appointed...
You see, Grant? 60, 70, perhaps 100 recruits. Not such a waste of time coming here after all.
Hey, wait a minute, Mayor.
Oh, hello, Tom. What are you doing?
Well, you said there had to be a murder, so
No, wait just a minute. Look, I didn't mean me. It can't be me. You haven't any motive.
Well, I've been pretty sore about you appointing me town criminal.
Look, it was the mayor who appointed you, wasn't it?
Well, sure.
Well, then, look, I'm not the mayor anymore. I'm a general. Look, you see, stars, gold braid.
Well, what's that got to do with it?
Well, you missed the ceremony this afternoon, Tom. The inspector said I had to wear a general's uniform. It was a very friendly ceremony. All the Earthmen were winking at me and each other.
Oh, congratulations. But you were the mayor when you appointed me criminal, so my motive still holds.
Yes, but killing a general isn't murder. It's mutiny.
Oh, well, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's all right, Tom. It's just that I've read up on it and you haven't. Well, I better get back. The inspector wants a lot of the men he can draft.
Are you sure this murder is necessary?
Oh, yes. Yes, absolutely. Just not me.
No luck, huh, Tom?
I just can't do it. Ed, I can't kill anybody in the village. I grew up with them. I've worked with them. I've drank root beer with them. I don't have any motive for killing any of them.
Well, Tom, you have to commit a murder. You don't want to let the village down.
Wait a minute. I got an idea. Ed, suppose I kill the inspector.
What's your motive?
Oh, it would be a very terrible crime. I'd be killing for glory, for fame, for notoriety, and it'll show Earth how earthy New Delaware really is. Well, they'll say crime is so bad here that a criminal actually killed their inspector on the very first day.
Yeah. How are you going to do it?
Well, one of those soldiers got drunk on a bottle of your Keebler juice, and I stole his gun. Well, I better get going. I'll wait for him on the path between the mayor's house and the ship.
Yeah, good luck, Tom.
Yeah, thanks.
Hut, 2, 3, 4. Hut, 2, 3, 4. Keep in line there. What a sloppy crew, all their feet.
Still, it's a nice night's work. With those landing parties dying like flies, we can use every new man we can get.
Shh. Don't say that.
What? Are you afraid the mayor will hear me? Don't be ridiculous. It's a completely passive population, sheep-like, obedient. But wait till those sergeants get hold of them at the base. They'll whip them into first-class fighting men in no time.
Halt! Stand and deliver!
Why, it's Tom.
Hands up, Inspector. I got you covered. Now, the rest of you, drop your guns and move out of the way.
What? Now, see here.
Now, go on. Now, drop those guns.
What's the meaning of this?
And who are you?
Tom Fisher. I'm the town criminal. I'm going to kill the inspector. Now, please move out of the way.
Criminal? So that's what the mayor was prattling about.
Now, I know we haven't had any murders in 200 years, but I'm changing that now. Move out of the way.
Well, I suppose I'd better get out of the line of fire, eh?
Now, wait a minute. Wait.
Now, don't move. Now, I know just how to do it. I've been thinking about it. I'll push this button and you'll die. Now, you'll fall down on the path, and your eyes will be open and your mouth twisted, and no air going in and out of your lungs, and no beat to your heart. And I can't do it. Here's your gun. Take it. I don't want it.
Quick after him. Sergeant, have the entire ship's company turned out. General, I want all your people out looking for him. Shoot on sight. Kill him instantly.
Oh, we couldn't do that. Although we appreciate the compliment.
What, that man's a...
He's a criminal, yes. That's what I'm trying to explain. I appointed him. We had to have one.
You what? You mean you had no criminals?
Well, No, I'm afraid not. I'm terribly ashamed. You see, we knew how uncivilized we were, and that's why we did it. I'm dreadfully embarrassed that Tom couldn't handle the job.
Why did you give the assignment to that particular man?
Well, I figured if anyone could kill, Tom could. He's a fisherman, you know. It's pretty gory work.
And he wasn't able to kill the inspector?
Well, we just haven't had to kill anything for 200 years except fish. The only animals on New Delaware are small grass eaters, and they're not good to eat, so we never kill any of them.
And the rest of you would be equally unable to kill?
We wouldn't even get as far as Tom did.
I want that man found and...
Forget about it, Inspector.
What?
We'd better get away from here. You want men in our army who can't kill? Think of it. The morale problem. The possibility of infection. One man in a key position endangering a key ship, or maybe a whole fleet, because he can't kill. It isn't worth the risk, Inspector.
Yes, sir. I see what you mean.
Order your troops to get back to the ship. We'll take off at once.
An adaptation of Robert Sheckley's Skulking Permit, X-1, July 4th, 1957. We'll have the conclusion along with another yours truly Johnny Dollar story when Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox continues.
No offense, but are you a little fat when you look in the mirror? How would you like to learn the secrets to lose 3 to 5 pounds a week easily without joining the gym or going through any crazy diets? It's called Body Sculpt by Med Diet. For the last 2 decades, we've been helping people just like you that have pounds they want to shed. We've helped millions of people lose thousands and thousands of pounds over the years. And now it's your turn. Learn the secrets of how to lose weight with one simple phone call. You'll see an amazing difference in a matter of days. Don't believe us? We'll offer you a money-back guarantee. If you're ready to start losing weight right now, call right now to learn more about your risk-free order to Body Sculpt.
Call for your risk-free offer. 800-738-5332. 800-738-5332. 800-738-5332. That's 800-738-5332.
Are you in bad pain? You know what I mean. Your knees hurt. Your shoulder hurts. Your elbow and back are constantly killing you. And I'm sure you've tried every pain pill or cream available at the drugstore. Am I right? Well, here's something you haven't tried. Pain Magic. Pain Magic is not available at any drugstore. The only place you can get it is by calling the special toll-free number I'm about to give you.
And to make things even better, call right now and find out about our buy one, get one free offer. We're so confident it'll work for you that we offer a free bottle with your purchase. No prescription required.
Call now to learn how you can get Pain Magic and get rid of your pain. Remember, your results may vary.
800-492-8164. 800-492-8164. 800-492-8164. That's 800-492-8164.
Now on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, the conclusion of X-1, Skulking Permit, July 4th, 1957.
Tom, you can come out now. Tom, they're gone.
He's hiding around here somewhere, Mayor.
Yeah. Tom? Oh, Tom.
Here I am. I'm sorry I bungled it. I guess I won't be needing my skulking permit anymore.
No, I guess not. Well, we did our best.
I had the chance, and then I let you all down.
Oh, Tom, it's not your fault. Now, look how long it took Earth to get civilized. Thousands of years, and we were trying to do it in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Well, we better get back to the village. Looks like rain.
Yep. Soon I'll start fishing again. Say.
What is it, Don?
I think I could have done it if I'd only had the sense to think of the inspector as a fish. Well, it's too late now. I guess I'll let the village down.
You have just heard X-1, presented by the National Broadcasting Company in cooperation with Galaxy Science Fiction Magazine, which this month features Blaze of Glory by Robert Silverberg. Galaxy Magazine on your newsstand today. Tonight, X-1 has brought you Skulking Permit, a story from the pages of Galaxy written by Robert Sheckley and adapted for radio by Ernest Kenoy. Featured in our cast were Richard Hamilton, Wendell Holmes, Dean Almquist, Mandel Kramer, Ted Osborne, Santos Ortega, and Bob Hastings. This is Fred Collins. X-1 was directed by Daniel Sutter and is an NBC Radio Network production.
Those who would say that X-1 was trying to get back into the game in 1974 and 1973 because of the success of the CBS Radio Mystery Theater, you need to understand one thing. CBS committed to the series. They were able to do, what was it, the total, almost 1,400 original episodes. And Hyman Brown, and what was it, almost 3,000 broadcasts in the run. But why did they succeed? Continuity. And NBC, one of the things that some of these radio networks back in the day, and many people still today don't understand continuity. You have to deliver things so people can expect them. And yeah, we're spoiled. We have podcasts. A lot of people are listening to this show on the podcast, not over a radio station. But, you know, we have people in some areas, 9 o'clock in the morning, here comes classic radio theater. 6 o'clock at night, here comes classic radio theater. Oops, there's a hockey game on. We don't get to hear it tonight. I know. Folks, that's the bottom line. Consistency in radio programming is and reliability in radio programming does more to damage it with listeners than anything. That's why people don't listen to a lot of stuff. It's inconsistent. July 4th, 1957, X-1 on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, comes up next.
Are you suffering with arthritis or osteoporosis? Do you have diabetes? Did you know that these are just 2 of the hundreds of diseases that have seen improvement with Dr. Wallach's incredible longevity products? You can't get them at a health food store. The only way to get them is to call us at 800-214-0065. That's 800-214-0065. Do you have heart disease, fibromyalgia, or high blood pressure? Do you have a terrible time losing weight? Dr. Wallach can help. He was a veterinarian and cured diseases in animals. He felt that he could do the same for humans, so he became a physician. Over 50 years of research and helping people like you goes into every bottle of Dr. Wallach's amazing discoveries. Do you want to feel better? Learn how to treat the cause of your problem rather than covering up the symptoms with drugs. Call 800-214-0065. That's 800-214-0065.
By the way, I know some of you will probably want to, or yelling at your radio saying, don't talk about that. And that, if you have questions or if you have comments, you can contact me either through our Facebook page. You can also contact us through the Twitter machine at Classic Radio WC, and you can also find us through our webpage, which is classicradio.stream. You can contact me any of those places if you have differing opinions, and if I have time, I'll get to them, and I'll get to requests too. And I'll get back to yours truly, Johnny Dollar, now on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. This is part 3 of the 5-part Midas Touch Matter, a gold mine, originally broadcast July 4th, 1956.
From Hollywood, it's time now for
Johnny Dollar.
Jake Kessler returning your call, Johnny. I just got back here to my office.
You been at the hospital?
Yes, and it looks like Hard Luck Dennis may pull through.
Has he been able to talk?
He may never be able to. That bullet went right through his neck. Anyhow, he's still unconscious.
He's the key to the whole case, Jake, so phone me here as soon as he can be talked to. Meantime, I'm going to try to snag me some of these Lake Mojave bass.
Lucky dog.
Tonight and every weekday night, Bob Bailey in the transcribed adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. From Special Investigator Johnny Dollar, location Catherine Wash on the Colorado River, to the Greater Southwest Insurance and Liability Company, Kingman, Arizona office. Following is a report of expenses incurred during my investigation of the Midas Touch Matter. Item 8, $6.20 gas for the rental car that I drove down here to the Lake Mojave Resort in the Colorado River just above Davis Dam. And what a place. Modern, comfortable cabin within spitting distance of the lake itself. Good restaurant, tackle shop, dock. In fact, everything to make a fisherman happy and to help him fight it out with the lunker bass that inhabit the 60-mile-long lake. But much as I wanted to fish, I had other things to do. First, I wanted a good look at the Midas Touch mine. On the advice of the manager, Ham Pratt, I took along Buster Favor, general factotum of the resort. I liked Buster immediately. Short, stocky, cheerful, and with keen eyes that took in everything that went on about him.
Little side road to the left, Johnny.
Okay.
So old Hard Luck Dennis got shot up, huh?
Yeah, apparently because he knew too much. You see, when that cave-in occurred at the Midas Touch and killed the Haskell brothers...
Hey, you better go into second gear on this road.
Okay, right. Why, Hard Luck was the only person known to have been there with them. Couple that with the fact he just got $60,000 from them to reopen the mine.
Well, that mine's worthless, Johnny.
Yeah, so I understand. Anyhow, naturally enough, everybody decided Hard Luck had done it. You know, before the brothers could get wise to him.
He's a funny old character.
Pretty nervous when I saw him. He almost took a shot at me a couple of times when he didn't like something I said.
Instead, he got it.
Yeah.
While he was just prospecting, he was all right. Managed to get enough out of the ground here and there to live on. Some left over for a Saturday night binge now and then. Hey, you see the workings up ahead?
Right.
But when he couldn't seem to make a big strike like every prospector tries for...
That's when he tried finding suckers for some of his fancy promotions, huh?
Yeah. But he really wasn't very good at it. They threw him out of the Texas oil country, you know.
Yeah, so I heard. Well, so that's the Midas Touch.
Not too many of this kind of mine anymore, with the entrance going into the hillside this way. You know, I better use this flashlight.
Okay. Hey, tell me something, Buster. If this mine is worthless, how could Hard Luck get the Haskell brothers to chip off chunks of ore that assayed over $1,000 a ton?
Well, I got kind of a theory about that. Let's see if I'm right. Everything's so covered up with dust down here, not having been worked for years, it ought to be easy to see where they knocked off chips for sample to take back. Well, what are you doing down here?
Holy smoke, that's a rattler.
Yeah. Guess he decided to get in out of the hot sun out there.
Well, here, I'll find a big rock or something.
No, you just wait. Handle to this old pick here. If I can get him to strike at it, maybe I can grab him by the tail and...
Watch it!
And crack him like a whip.
Oh, so help me, Buster.
Sometimes you do it right, you can snap their heads right off. Got to be careful, though, not to snap that head against your own self.
Oh, brother. Yeah, I can see what you mean. No chance of somebody having planted that snake down here, is there?
You mean like the scorpion in the monument?
Huh?
You know, those little neat piles of rock you see here there in the desert, 2-3 feet high.
I thought those were where some prospector had staked a claim. Markers.
Yeah, they are. Monuments, they call them. In the old days, they always did it the same way.
How was that?
Well, pull a couple of stones away, you'd find an old Prince Albert tobacco tin. You open the tin, you'd find two things in it. A piece of paper describing and marking off the claim, and a scorpion.
Alive?
As long as he stayed alive. That meant stay away, no trespassing. This is mine. Well, I'll be darned. Now, look here. Here, Johnny, on this pillar. That was the pillar that was left by digging around it to hold up the ceiling.
Oh?
You see where some of it was knocked off with a pick?
Yeah, Hey, wait a minute, Buster. That looks like yellow. That looks like gold.
That's what it is.
Then this mine is rich.
No, Johnny.
But you mean the only gold ore left down here is in these pillars?
That's right. And without them, the roof would cave in.
Well, couldn't it be shored up with wood?
Why? Only 2, 3, 4 of these left down here. Probably not more than a ton in all. Not worth it.
Oh, yeah, I see. But worth using it to bring in the suckers.
Yeah. Well, now you want to see how the cave-in on the Haskell. Now, what in the Sam hell is this doing down here? This winch and length of wire rope.
Isn't that the answer to the cave-in? Tad Harding over at headquarters in Kingman seemed to think so.
Yeah, sure. Somebody used it to pull down one of the pillars. But, Johnny, a winch of this type hadn't got any place in the mine.
Where would a rig like this be used?
Well, every ranch in this whole area probably has a couple.
Cattle ranch?
Yeah, that's right.
That gives me an idea.
About who did it?
At least it gives me a lead to an idea. Or at least the kind of questions to ask Hard Luck Dennis.
Well, I thought you said he was still unconscious.
Yeah, so I'll have to wait. Well, let's get out of here.
What do you plan to do now?
Oh, just wait, I guess. And do some fishing while I wait.
Oh, now that's right down my alley.
Only first I'm going to knock off a bit of this ore for a souvenir. Yeah, this old pick ought to do.
Well, now take it easy, John. I said take it easy. Now, Johnny, you should know him better than that. Here, let me help you out of that pile of rubble.
My face was pretty red as we drove back to Lake Mojave. Only once did Buster mention the fool thing I'd done.
Yes, sir. If you'd banged away at one of the pillars further in the shaft, we'd have been in real trouble. Probably ended up like the Haskell brothers.
And I suppose instead of planning on going fishing, I should have been cooking up some new angle of attack on this case. But after all, I had been promised fishing time on this trip. And until Hard Luck Dennis could recover enough to talk...
I got the boat all ready and waiting for us, Johnny, with a 30-horse Johnson outboard on it.
Oh, boy, I can't wait.
And I'll take you to spots I know where you can pull out the biggest fightingest bass you ever saw.
Oh, Buster, you son of a gun, you're tempting me with something I can't resist.
I'll even loan you my bottle of Fast Strike.
Fast Strike?
Yeah, lure oil. Little dab of that on your bait'll guarantee you fish.
That's for me.
You sure you wouldn't rather just sit and try to figure out some new lead on this insurance case?
You want my answer? Here. But, as luck would have it, Ham Pratt was standing down by the dock waiting for us with a message for me. Call Kingman operator number 37. I made the call.
This is Jake Kessler, Johnny. How's the fishing?
Well, if it wasn't for the message from you, I'd be out on Lake Mojave right now. So if that's all you want to know...
Johnny.
Yeah?
I put in this call to you over 2 hours ago, when Hard Luck Dennis first came to.
He has?
Yes. The doc says he's going to be okay.
Has he told you anything about who shot him up?
No. He won't talk to anybody but you. Says you're his only friend.
Okay, Jake, I'm on my way. In a half-hour flat, I was back in Kingman at the Mercy Hospital on the edge of town. Hello, Hard Luck.
Johnny Dollar.
That's right.
Glad you came. Only one I trust. Not like people around town. They hate me.
Wow.
Knew he'd try to get me, Johnny.
Who?
Probably seen me going back to the mine. Knew I'd recognize that winch he left there.
The winch that was used to pull down the mine pillar caused the cave-in?
That's right. A lot of winches like that on the ranches. But only Alex. Only he used that particular make. Royal Standard.
Alex who, Hard Luck?
Bundy. Alex Bundy.
Alex Bundy. Foreman at the Haskell's ranch? The Too Lazy Two?
Yes, Alex.
But why?
In love. Kevin Haskell's wife, Dora.
Okay. Will you tell the police, the court, all this when the time comes?
If you say so. If I live.
Oh, you'll live all right. The doctor says you're going to be fine. You're going to be okay. Now, is there anything you want? Anything I can have sent up here to make you more comfortable?
No, thanks, Johnny. Just come and see me, will you?
Sure.
Thanks. I guess you're the only real friend I have.
Just why he felt that way, I don't know. Perhaps it was because he needed a friend. I decided I'd better let Jake Kessler in on what I'd learned and incidentally ask him for directions to the 2 Lazy Twos, so I drove on over to his little second-floor office on East Palm Drive.
Alex Bundy, huh?
Yeah, that's what Hardluck says. And with his testimony to back me up when I find Alex, we'll have a case, a good case. Which means, by the way, that your company won't have to pay off an additional $1.5 million for double...
What's the matter?
Shh, wait a minute. Yeah, Jake, I'm going on over and do a bit of fishing in Lake Mojave.
What under the sun?
Buster Favor promises to get me a limit of the finest bass you...
What is it, Johnny? What are you doing?
Somebody was outside that door listening to us, I'm sure of it.
Well, who?
Here, look, there he is, going down the street. Recognize him, Jake?
Where, Johnny? Where?
It's too late. He got around the corner. But if it's who I think it is, yeah, he must have heard all that was said in here.
Alex Bundy, huh?
What's your guess?
I've been thinking, Johnny.
Yeah?
Old Hardluck Dennis has been the key to this whole case right from the first.
He still is, more than ever after what he told me.
All right, then. Excuse me. Jake Kessler speaking. Oh, hello, Chief. I was just... Huh? What? Oh.
What's the matter, Jake? What's the matter? You look like you've seen a ghost.
I was Tad Harding at headquarters. The fire escape outside the room at the hospital.
Huh?
Somebody climbed up the fire escape, used a bailing hook.
Oh.
Yeah. He's dead now. Hard luck.
Now, here's our star to tell you about tomorrow's intriguing episode of this week's story.
Tomorrow, the case is closed. And then it suddenly reopens with a bang from a .30-06 rifle. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, is transcribed in Hollywood. It is produced and directed by Jack Johnstone, who also wrote this week's story. Be sure to join us tomorrow night, same time and station, for the next exciting episode of Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Roy Rowan speaking.
Yeah, July 4th, 1956, yours truly, Johnny Dollar, here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. I talk a lot about these great old-time radio shows and how much they mean to me, and I feel like I have a responsibility to continue to spread them. That's why we're on all these radio stations that we're on. And the fact that we present them in a modern fashion, explaining what the shows did, what happens during the time that these shows were on the air. And that makes a big difference in the way radio stations are able to not only broadcast them, but they're also bringing them back. And, you know, you play a big role in this. If you're listening to us on a radio station, it's very important that you thank this radio station and support their advertisers. It really is important, because if an advertiser gets response from advertising on this program, they'll keep sponsoring it, and it'll stay on this radio station. It will. That's the way it works. Also, if you are listening on our podcasts, or if you're listening on YouTube, thumbs up this and share it with people. Also subscribe, like so many people do. And the reason I ask you to do that is when you like the shows and subscribe the shows, 5 stars, whatever recognition, like on Amazon. Amazon, you can give stars and leave comments and do that. It raises our visibility. Your feedback is very important to continuing to keep this show available to you. It really is. So please do that a little bit for me if you could. And as I said, thank this station, support their advertisers. You can also contact us through our webpage, classicradio.stream. That's where you stream our shows on demand. You learn more about classic radio collecting. You can also contact me there, classicradio.stream. And you can also, at that page, buy me a copy. That'll help us toward acquiring more great programs from some highfalutin collector sources. We'll do that. And do me a favor, tell all your friends the great radio shows are right here at this spot on the dial. Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox on your favorite radio station.